Lately, I've been chomping at the bit to create monster rebuilds, and that's exactly what we're doing today. AFC Wimbledon currently sit mid-table in League 2. Today, we make them the best club in Europe, but we can only sign English players. I'm excited for this one. Bring on the monster rebuild. Taking control of the Dons here, but don't get attached to too many of these players, especially those that are not English, because we've automatically added them to the transfer list. And with the remaining players that are English, we still have significant upgrades if we want to make them European champions. And that applies to the youth academy as well. I swear we don't normally get this many players in the youth academy to start, but I'm releasing all of the non-English players. Oh my God, don't tell me we don't have a single English player in the youth academy. But we've got our first player out. Oh, it's a massive one. Alex Pierce off to MK. Oh my God, I've just realized what I've done. MK Dons are the club that took the original Wimbledon license. AFC Wimbledon hate MK Dons. All right, I'm glad we didn't give them anybody good, but my God, I need to make sure I don't sell any more players to MK Dons. I want to destroy MK Dons. One of our star players has to go though. It is Ronan Curtis, the Irishman, heading to Motherwell. For me, this first year is about getting as many non-English players out of the club and also laying the foundations with new young English players, which means our New Zealand goalkeeper, Nick Zanev, off to Port Vale, and Morgan Williams is heading back to Ireland. Contract negotiations took a lot longer than I expected. It's probably because Travis Patterson was debating whether he wanted to stay at Aston Villa or come down to League 2. Ultimately, he's elected to get more game time down here in League 2 and really kickstart his career. 17-year-old Travis Patterson, officially a Wimbledon man. Immediately active once again here in the transfer market. We get ourselves a new striker. Freddie Draper is making the move from Lincoln City to AFC Wimbledon. I am interested to see if we can turn this kid into a stud. But one of the most important things for us to do in this opening transfer window was to get a young star centre back into the club, which is exactly what we've done here with the signing of Charlie Hughes. £1 million, which is a lot to spend at this level, but £1 million to bring him down from Wigan. It has been a while since we've had any transfer offers for any of our non-English players, but it is the young Norwegian left midfielder Aaron Sasu departing the club. And I'm going to defy the status quo. I've sold an Englishman, Lee Brown, off to Tranmere. But that is the opening window in the books. Ignore how knackered the lads are, but this is what our starting 11 looks like currently. Still 4 non-English players that we're trying to get out of the club. But for now, we're going to see how we're sitting come January 1st. I can manage this. We are in the hunt for promotion, just like Wimbledon found themselves at times this season. We sit 6th in the league right now. Look, it wouldn't be a Jared HD video without me pointing out that the draws are killing us and that we need to convert those draws into wins here. If we can do that, I mean, the automatic spots, they're a little out of reach, but who knows with a whole second half of the season ahead of us. We could also fall down and be mid-table like they are in real life. Also, can I just point out, it is brilliant to see MK Dons last. I'm not so certain we're going to be able to sell these guys. We've gone through the whole January window without a single transfer offer for our non-English players. And with our budget the way it is, we haven't been able to upgrade either. We're going to have to trust in the squad we have to see if we can hopefully get promoted. The trust has paid off. We have stayed in playoff position. 5th place here. We're battling it out with Tranmere, Wrexham, who got promoted in real life, and Salford City. Notts County, Stockport, Mansfield all heading up to League 1. MK Dons got off the bottom of the table. Damn it. Man City have won the FA Cup, however. We went out in round 2 to Grimsby. Man City win the Carabao Cup as well, and we went out in the first round there. We made it to the quarterfinals of the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, the most prestigious in England, which was won by Charlton. But the big games are here. We are in to the promotion playoff final. We have beaten Wrexham on penalties, which is huge. We're going to be versing Salford, who came 6th. So it's 5th versus 6th, I believe, or 5th versus 7th, and in the playoff final. We have beaten Salford. Season 1 is going to see a promotion. That is absolutely massive on the back back of James Tilley getting 27 goal contributions, Freddie Draper +5 in his first year, Davidson exceeding expectations. You love to see it. Priority number one getting into the new season though is getting a new goalkeeper, as Alex Bass is going to be going back to Sunderland, and it's also going to be trying to get rid of these final 4 non-English players. A great season 1 though at Wimbledon. Let's crack on now. League 1. Can we survive? We've currently got no goalkeepers in the squad. So Bila is currently our striker, our goalkeeper of choice. But we've got movement, lads. We're selling some of the non-English players, finally getting offers for them. Ryan Johnson is off to FC Annecy. And we're dipping into Wigan Athletics talent pool once again here. Sam Tickle. He tickled my fancy, and he's now going to be our new starting goalkeeper. 67 overall, 22 years of age. We pay £1.6 million for him. Josh Kelly's out of here, and we now have just one non-English player in the squad, as our Lebanese striker Bugiel is also gone. He's off on a little Chinese adventure. We're gonna have to wait a little longer though. Marcel Campbell off on loan, and there it is. We get it done. No more non-English players in the squad. Joe Lewis off to Peterborough. Just to confirm, I'm hoping I see no flags other than the English as we scroll through. There it is. Nobody else that is not English is in the squad, and we're gonna sign a second English goalkeeper for this window. We needed a backup. We only had Tickle as our only goalkeeper, so I didn't want anybody too fancy. Will Mannion, I think he's just going to be happy to collect the salary and sit on the bench here. Will, if you just bide your time, keep your mouth shut, you could come on a really fun journey. I've been wanting to sign Jamie Donnelly in a rebuild for a hot minute now, and that is exactly what we're going to do. The Englishman, the attacking midfielder. He's making the move down from Tottenham here, negotiating a deal with Ange Postecoglou. We've paid a little bit more in the wage department than I think is necessary, but we had to get this one over the line. Jamie Donnelly, please, 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 please be one of the stars of this. Now that there is only Englishmen in the squad, every transfer has to be tactical. I want Patterson getting more game time, so Josh Neuville is heading off to Victoria Cologne. And Ryan McLean will be joining him in Germany's lower leagues. He's off to FC Ingolstadt. We did get £430,000 for the backup left midfielder. And I'm really pushing for a formation change here, and of course to get some young players in. 31-year-old midfielder Jake Reeves departing permanently. Alfie Chang is the man for the job. A new defensive midfielder here. He's going to join us from Birmingham City. £1.2 million. That is the summer transfer window done and dusted here though to kick off season number 2. I'm really happy with the squad that we are currently building. I don't know what to expect here from season number 2, but ultimately I just don't want to get relegated. All right, we are in the playoff picture once again. Not tucked in as well as we were this time last year in League 2, but we sit in 9th right now in League 1. How many points are we from the relegation zone? So we're in a good spot, but Stockport 26. We could go either way here. This is a tight league. We're just about as close to the relegation zone as we are the playoffs. I just converted Armani Little into an attacking midfielder, and it bumped him up from a 64 to a 66, which is real nice. But it's a no-brainer. We need more goals. Freddie Draper, absolutely killing it. Zach Robinson, 7 less games than Josh Davidson. He's bagged 6 goals. Josh Davidson with a donut next to his name. Let's go in for a new striker here in January. £1.2 million for a man that hasn't scored a single goal this season. Yeah, that's a steal. I don't mind if I do, lads. Josh Davidson off to Hull. There we go, lads. We get our new striker. Here's a name not many of you guys might even know, but we have signed 22-year-old Leighton Stewart here from Preston North End. And the transfer fee, 1.663377. We were negotiating in pennies at this point, which shows we basically spent our entire budget on him. Can he be the man to help us get playoff football in League 1? Nope. We came 12th. That's fine. I came into the season, I guess, saying I didn't want to get relegated, so we've achieved that comfortably. 60 points. Meanwhile, Exeter were on 46, so we were 14 points clear of the drop zone. But how far off the play? Yeah, we were 16 points off the playoffs. we have fallen out massively in the second half of the season as Charlton and Sheffield Wednesday head up to the championship. Tottenham have won the FA Cup. Unfortunately, it was a second round exit for us. Tottenham, what is going on? Ange Postecoglou doing bits. And once again, we did not do bits. Blackpool winning the BSM trophy. At least we're going to get another crack at it next year. This year we went out in the What is going on with our cups? And it will be Portsmouth going up to the championship as well. Nah, Freddie Draper, you are a stud, my man. Freddie Draper up to a 73 overall. His base potential was only 74. So he's almost hit his full potential. Dynamic play potential is going to be doing bits on this man. 30 goal contributions. A great first year as well for Donnelly. And I'm really excited to see Travis Patterson having a huge second year. I was starting to get a little nervous about him. We are going to be saying goodbye to one player at the end of this season though. Harry Pell is going to be leaving for free agency. And with Freddie Draper growing so well, he's probably not going to want to stick around another season in League One. We need to push for the title next year and promotion in general. We're diving headfirst into our business here in season 3. We need a new centre back. We're going to sign a young fella from Chelsea looking for more game time. Alfie Gilchrist, 68 rated, £2.4 million valuation. We pick him up on a cut price deal of 2.1 mil. Again, paying a little bit overs in the wages, but I'm hoping to be in the Premier League in the next 5 years. So 12k a week by the time his contract ends might be a bargain. Well, we've got a player departure here. It's also a centre back going, and it's going to be 29-year-old Will Nightingale off on a permanent transfer to Peterborough. Despite selling Nightingale though, we seriously need some squad depth in this side. Owen Carter's going to be joining us. Let me make sure none of these guys got crucial first team or important first team. I don't want any players getting mad, good, perfect. So we're going to get the centre back Alex Hartridge, the defensive midfielder Dan Martin, a regen centre back Alfie Pratt, and the regen Owen Carter, all joining us here on free transfers. We need to get promoted this year though, lads. I don't want to be stagnant in many leagues this year. I want to be getting promoted as often as possible. Let's see if we're in the promotion hunt here on the 1st of January. Although this is a good omen, we got manager of the month. We're 11 points out of the playoffs. This is not good. This is genuinely not good. I thought we had a team that was good enough to get promoted this year, or at least be in the playoffs. We're sitting 10. We're still in the mix, but man, we need to get our act together. We need a circuit breaker, lads. It's time. James Tilley's been really good for us throughout this rebuild, but 27 years of age, he's more than likely hit his ceiling in terms of potential. Let's get somebody young in there, a young fella in to hopefully take over control. 1.6 mil as we send Tilley to Bristol. Sonny Perkins, let's see what you're all about, mate. He's going to make the move from one London club to another, joining us from Crystal Palace for 2.3 mil. It's a much improved second half, but we miss out on the playoffs by 2 points. That slow start to the season has cost us dearly, to be fair. Like, every team from 5th above was so far above us. If Peterborough get promoted through the playoffs, that's actually going to be incredible. Plymouth Argyle and Blackpool heading up to the championship though, and heading down to League 2, it's going to be Wrexham, Burton Albion, Carlisle and Doncaster. Man City win the FA Cup again. Unfortunately, we go out to West Ham in a 3rd round replay. Nottingham Forest, fair play lads, they win the Carabao. Meanwhile, we went out on penalties. I was about to say the one positive of not getting promoted is we get another crack at the BSM trophy, but we didn't even get out of our group this year. Peterborough did win that. If they, let's go see if they can win the playoffs. So, they lost to Bolton 3-0. Damn it, Peterborough. So it's going to be Bolton versus Barnsley, with Bolton going up to the championship. Freddie Draper is 75 overall, and he's going to be playing his 3rd year in League One. I'm really happy. 74 as well for Leighton Stewart. Both of them 16 goals. I'm really happy to see that. Donnelly with a decent year. Robinson is the ultimate superstar. Patterson up to a 70, but I'm not too happy about season 4 being our 3rd consecutive season in League One. We need to escape it next year. It's getting crisis point at this point. To be fair, I thought our team was good enough to get promoted as it was. So this year, we only need some tweaks, I think, if we want to get ourselves promoted. If we're going to sell our former starting right back, Biao, he's heading up to Watford for £1.5 million, which means we're going to go in and get ourselves a solid upgrade here at the right back role. Kane Kessler Hayden, 73 rated, 23 years of age. I don't expect this guy to be the starting right back when we win a Champions League, but being in League One, our option to go in for an even higher rated right back was extremely limited. Not everybody wants to come down to League One, and we can't afford to sign the big dogs. So right now, I'm hoping Kane Kessler Hayden can get us over the hump. The young fella, Alfie Pratt, we're sending him off on on loan though. He's going to spend the year at Bristol City. We're keeping our business very straightforward here though this window. I mean, this team could do a job in the championship, let alone in League One. If we don't get promoted this year, if we don't win the league this year, I might just be out of answers. Let's get Wimbledon after 3 years in League One up to the championship, please. That's more like it, lads. So far, so good. We're not home and hosed at the moment, but on the 1st of January, we sit first in League One. I want us to be in the double digits in clearance by the end of the season. I want that trophy in our hands, and I want a first-class ticket to the championship. It's about damn time, lads. We have won League One with Wimbledon, 8 points clear of Barnsley, but 12 points clear of the playoffs. You'd love to see it. Now I'm hoping that we've bought our time in League One and that the snowball can just go and we can get from the championship to the Premier League, from the Premier League to European champions. Relegated down though to the League Two is going to be down in League Two is Stevenage, Northampton, Stockport and Wickham. I thought I saw that when I was scrolling down. MK Dons. Fair play to them. They went from bottom of League Two to now being in League One. Liverpool win the FA Cup. We go out in the second round. Spurs are, their trophy cabinet is definitely filling up now. Again, it's not our goal to win a Carabao Cup, but I would love if we could get past the first round just for confidence sakes. Oh wait, no, I thought that was the playoffs. Damn it. I wanted that to be us. How have we won the league, but we still made it in, but then we lose to Portsmouth and Portsmouth get promoted. I wanted Peterborough to get promoted up to the championship with us. Leighton Stewart and Freddie Draper are waltzing into the championship with a really good season behind them and some good growth as well. We could have a dynamic duo up top. Travis Patterson as well, 16 and 5 up +4. Kesler Hayden. All right, maybe we will see him win a Champions League with us. We are going to be saying goodbye to 2 players though as we get ready for the championship. Will Mannion refusing to sign a new contract, and James Ball, I'm just letting him go. I told you, Will, if you just sat back, didn't complain, you could have been a Premier League baller. You could have been in the Champions League, but instead you actually had ambition. Imagine having ambition. Championship bound though for season number 5. Bring it on. Life in the championship begins with a starting 11 player departing. One of the initial players as well, Jack Curry. He's been solid for us, but we need a big upgrade for the future. Jack Curry off to the Dutch League. And another one of our our default players out of the club, Paul Kalumbai. He's off on an adventure to America, off to the Philadelphia Union. This is the type of signing that is going to get us up to the Premier League. I'm really happy with this. We get a +3 upgrade to the left back spot. Here is the Englishman Dennis Serkin signing on for what I believe is a club record transfer of £12 million. And we're also going to sign 2 players from free agency. Alfie Porter, we needed to sign a new backup goalkeeper. I'm going in for somebody young that isn't going to want to ask to go out on loan and whose contract isn't going to expire. Alfie Porter joining us. And then Adrian Blake. I don't necessarily need a new starting left winger. This dude can come in, could potentially loan him, could have him as a backup left winger. 72 rated. That's not bad for free. I want as much of this side to be 75 rated or higher. I mean, to be fair, we only need Chang and Gilchrist now. Can we get some players up to the 80s this year? Can Hughes, Tickle, Draper, maybe even Donnelly hit the 80 marker? If that happens, surely we can do it Ipswich and get ourselves promoted to the Premier League in our first season. It's good to see we're not in the relegation battle, but we are not in the playoffs as it stands. We currently sit 4 points away from Luton Town. There is still hope. I mean, Fulham's only first on 47 points, so we're only 9 points away from the title. Meanwhile, the relegation zone is definitely a lot further in the other direction. So hopefully we convert those draws into wins and the losses into draws in the second half of the season and find ourselves in contention. I'm pretty happy keeping the squad the way it is though on the 1st of January. We are going to sign this young fella, Nicholas Rowe, on a permanent transfer. He's a regen, but we're paying a transfer fee for him. We signed him for £2.2 million from Aruka. He can play defensive midfielder, centre back, so he could be a young prospect for us moving forward. And immediately we're going to send him out on loan. I'm interested to explore what he could become. Just 6 months here on loan at Sheffield United. Come on! Premier League bound! Yes! Oh my God! We have turned it around in this second half of the season. We were 4 points away from the playoffs in January, and now we find ourselves qualifying for the Premier League automatically on goal differential. That would have come down to an insane final day. We finished 2 points ahead of West Brom. Oh my God, we get ahead of Middlesbrough on goal difference. Leicester winning the league. That is an insane race though. Relegation battle, we'll see Ipswich, QPR and Hull going down. As you would have seen, the FA Cup goes to Man City. We went out to Brentford, which is whatever. Man United win the Carabao. Second round exit for us. And it is going to be Birmingham, who are going to be joining us in the Premier League next year. You've got to feel bad for Middlesbrough. They miss out on goal differential and then lose at Wembley. Freddie Draper and Stewart entering the Premier League with a great season. Sonny Perkins as well. 26 goal contributions, up to a 79 overall. What's Donley at now? Donley hits the 80 marker. Patterson 77 overall. Man, I am excited to be in the Premier League. And no growth for Nicholas Rowe with his 6-month spell at Sheffield United, which is a little disappointing. But I'm genuinely ecstatic. We bought our time and had to grind it out in League One. We get into the Championship and secure back-to-back promotions. But it's about to get real now. We're into the Lions' Den. We're into the Premier League. Can we survive relegation? We have to, at any costs. Escaping the Championship is the hardest thing to do in world football. I do not intend on going back down. We're making signings and making moves to ensure Premier League survival. In real life, I could not see this happening with the trajectory of this man's career at the moment, but in this career mode, he's playing at West Ham. He's a decent defensive midfielder, but I'm ready to take Manu to the next level. We signed Kobe Manu from West Ham United for £33.7 million. But not everybody will be joining us on this Premier League adventure. One of the default players, Isaac Ugondare, off to Charlotte FC. And a big one, Alfie Gilchrist. I had hopes of this dude becoming a star, a legend at Wimbledon defensively. It hasn't worked out. He wanted out of the club. We're sending him to France. Another player from our starting 11. He helped us get to this point, but with Manu coming in, we may as well cash in on Chong. Alfie Chang heading to Sheffield United for £6 million. And another man who's been here since day one, but with 12 months remaining on his contract, I'm going to cut ties. It's Armani Little, 31 years of age, off to the MLS. It took longer than I hoped it would, but we've already played our first Premier League game, but now we get our Alfie Gilchrist upgrade. It is Yarrell Kwanzaa. He's killing it for Liverpool in real life. Kwanzaa is joining us from St. Pauli in this save, £23 million, helping us massively ahead of this maiden Premier League campaign. I won't lie, our starting 11 is in a really healthy spot, an extremely balanced side. You know we've done well when there's a 4 overall range between our lowest rated player and our highest rated starting 11 player, which is a really good spot to be in. We've got a young side, the lads are rolling. I'm hoping we can get players up to the low 83, 84 marker if we're lucky. But most importantly, we just have to make sure we have enough to not get relegated. When we check in on the table on the 1st of January, it's going to be really interesting. So far, so good. 13th. 13th is lovely. 13th is right where I'm happy to be. And I'm feeling really confident because you look, 1 spot below us, there is 10 points between us, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Brentford. Relegation battle. Look at Birmingham City. Look at Birmingham City. They got a donut. 3 points. That's all they've had all year. Birmingham City are on a collision course with heading back to the Championship, but they're also on a collision course with the Premier League record worst season ever. There is kind of a hope though. There is definitely a hope for us to maybe grab a Conference League or Europa League spot. Regardless though, I'm really happy with 13. If we could go on a run in the FA Cup or in the Carabao Cup, that would also be incredible. But we got £40 in our transfer budget. So yeah, we're not doing any business here in January. But if you guys have made it to this point of the video and you are enjoying it and not already subscribed, go ahead, scorpion kick that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications enabled so you don't miss out on any of our uploads. AFC Wimbledon's first season in the Premier League in club history has been an overwhelming success. We finish in 12th. I'm cool with that. We end up finishing 11 points away from West Ham. Bournemouth come sixth. Fair play. No surprise though, Man City winning the league. Relegated, did Birmingham break the record? Birmingham got some wins under their belt. They don't break Derby County's record, but they have had a stinker of a season. Oh, okay. All right. We win. I spoke that into existence. We win the FA Cup 2-1 over Aston Villa. So we're going to be playing Europa League football next season. Wow, we had Preston in the semis, Southampton in the quarters, West Ham. All right, we have had although we did beat Tottenham. We beat Tottenham in a replay. But we've had a pretty simple sort of run to winning the FA Cup. We do not win the Carabao though. Arsenal win that. Got to start keeping our eye on the European competitions now though. PSG win the Champions League. Eintracht Frankfurt win the Europa League. I'm genuinely so curious to see how we go in that tournament next year. And Wolfsburg win the Conference League. We're going to have some money coming our way next season in the budget because of European qualification. So honestly, we might need to make some upgrades. Draper, 25 goals is brilliant for the first year in the Premier League. Patterson with 13 assists. Donnelly up to an 84 overall. I did speak about wanting to have multiple players around that 83, 84 mark. We have Mainu, Donnelly, and Tickle all at that stage. We are going to be letting the contracts of 2 players expire though. Marcel Campbell and Dan Martin are both leaving on freeze. Our first FA Cup though, that is massive. Bring on European football next year and bring on the next era. All right, I'm changing up the formation a little bit here. You'll see what it's looking like, and this will probably give more of an indication. Leicester City got relegated, as we all saw last year. So there is a free-for-all for some of their star players, and we've secured one of them right here, ladies and gentlemen. It is the defensive midfielder, Hayden Hackney, joining us from Leicester. We sign him for £24.6 million. And before we go and make another big signing here, we're going to sign a backup attacking midfielder, Jasper Carey, young Englishman, 70 rated, joining us. And this formation change involves just a 1-striker formation. Freddie Draper is the man. Leighton Stewart headed to Borussia Dortmund. We get £27.7 million for him. One thing I have realized though is there's not that many insane high potential strikers in England that are 21 and under when you start up the game. So I'm putting all of my eggs into the Freddie Draper basket. But the massive departures are not done there either. Dennis Serkin has served his purpose, got us through this period, but now we need a star left back. I'm honestly surprised we managed to get £34 million for him. I'm not complaining though. Massive. Absolutely massive. This 7th season is shaping up to be purely incredible, honestly. We signed Callum Doyle here, 25 years of age, 83 overall from Crystal Palace for £37 million. And it could get even more incredible at the start here because we have an opportunity for some early season silverware. Community Shield time against Man City. Not holding my breath, you know, Man City did win the Premier League last year, but I'm hoping, our team's looking good. This would be a huge boost if we could get a win against them, which we do not. Man City are going to win the Community Shield. I'm proud of the team we're building though, lads. That's the window done, the opening window. I've kept a lot of money in the back pocket to see how we're sitting in terms of the Premier League, the Europa League, all that jazz. Big first half of the season though for Patterson and Kessler Hayden. They are the 2 players that are under the most pressure right now. But winning the FA Cup means we are in the Europa League this season. We've got a pretty prestigious group. Club Brugge, Rapid Vienna, and FC Copenhagen. Again, I would love if we could go on a run here in the Europa League. I'm not expecting anything, but it would be nice. Sitting 12th again here in Wimbledon in the Premier League. Now that I've had a taste of European football, that's what I want to get to every year. I want to start thinking about Europa League, even Champions League at this point. We currently sit 12th on 22 points. We're also not safe from relegation, to be fair. Fulham sitting there with 11 points. It's so ironic that we are in a sort of relegation battle in the Premier League, yet we got 1 loss and comfortably topped our group in the Europa League. So we skip the preliminary round, get into the round of 16. I wouldn't complain if we won the Europa League and qualified for the Champions League through that. Kessler, Hayden, and Patterson are going to keep their starting 11 spots for the time being for the remainder of this season, but I'm going to invest in the future here. Leon Hudson, young English right back, joining us on a permanent transfer from Preston. And we've also found this fella, Harry Lambert, free agent. No idea how nobody's picked him up yet, but we're going to pick him up on a 4-year sporadic first team player. Oh man, we get 11th. If we haven't won a cup or won the Europa League, then we're not going to have any European football next season. Man, our team is good enough to be pushing for top 4 football. We don't even get close this year. Nottingham Forest, get 5th. Liverpool win the Prem. Man, I'm mad about 11th. That is so annoying. Fulham, Everton, Sheffield United go down. We weren't even close to that conversation. Of course, we lost the Community Shield at the start of the year. We don't go back-to-back in the FA Cup. Where did we? We have had a stinker. We go out in a 4th round replay to Ipswich. What a terrible title defense. Villa win the Carabao Cup. Inter Milan win the Champions League. But the question, how did we go? Who did we get matched up with in the round of 16? Oh my God. We get matched up with Bayern Munich. To be fair, we've put up a good effort to them. 5-4 on aggregate. That is such a kick in the nuts though. We top our group and then the reward is Bayern Munich. Who goes on to win it? Yeah, it is Bayern Munich. They win a Die Klassiker and they win the Europa League. Man, come on. Meanwhile, Sociedad win the Conference League. Freddie Draper, his first year as being the only striker. It's worked out well. Unfortunately, it's the other aspects of the squad that's let us down this year. Kesler Hayden, my man, your time is up. He's done a great job maintaining for us. But yeah, we need that next level. We need the whole squad to go to the next level, to be honest. He's off to Lille. And we're breaking our club record transfer fee on a new right back here. He's an Englishman playing in Spain, Jonathan Morgan. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that it's the regen of Kieran Trippier. 23 years of age, £57.9 million, 85 overall. Look how fast he is as well. My God. It's not the only change we're making to the defense though. 12 months remaining on his deal, 31 years of age. Alex Hartridge is out of here. And I mean, 990k for someone we signed for free. That's profit, baby. I'm gradually trying to increase the quality of our reserves. Elijah Giles is going to join us from Everton. He can play centre back, right back, and left back. He's going to be very versatile, still very young. And for £5 million, why not? Last year it was a hope. This year, if we finish 11th again with this team, oh, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be sad. Most of our team is in the mid 80s now. Patterson's lucky that we just didn't have enough budget to go out and sell him and sign somebody big. This could be the last year for Patterson as a starter. He needs to absolutely get some growth. Same with Hughes, honestly. The rest of the side though could win a Champions League. Let's let like this team, if I think they can win a Champions League, bloody go and qualify then. That is more like it. That is more like it. The draws though. I mean, I shouldn't be complaining because we're second right now, but imagine if we didn't have the draws. We're 6 points behind Man City with just 1 loss all year. This is a great start. We need to make sure we hold on to it though. We've got no European football to distract us, just domestic football. Let's qualify for Champions League, please. Let's go. Oh my God. Season 8. We've won the Premier League. We've won the Premier League with just 3 losses all year with AFC Wimbledon. The draws have stopped it from being points-wise an insane season. But not only have we won the league, we've qualified for the Champions League next year. Season number 9. We're going to have our first Champions League campaign with AFC Wimbledon. Come on, lads. That just shows how much we were underperforming the past few years, though. We have gone from 11th, 12th, 10th to winning the Premier League title with Wimbledon. My God. Who got relegated? Hopefully one of the big teams. Arsenal down there, but Coventry, Burnley, and Bournemouth went from 5th to relegated. Arsenal do win the FA Cup. We lost to Man United on the quarterfinals. Man United win the Carabao. Fair play to Port Vale making the semis, but we went out to Aston Villa on penalties. The Champions League goes to Man City, the Europa League goes to Betis, and the Conference League goes to Sevilla. Of course, no European football this year. Probably a good thing given we won the league. Freddie Draper. When I signed this guy, I thought he was going to be a 3-4 season maybe player. He's entering his 9th year at the club, 85 overall, and I don't think he's had a season where he's gotten under like 16 or 15 goals. He is consistently bagging 20 plus goals. Also, picking up Sonny Perkins when we did that January was an awesome signing. Patterson, he's on the chopping block, but man, the stats were impressive. It took so much longer than I expected, almost a decade, but we've won a Premier League title, and most importantly, we are headed to the Champions League in season 9. Let's shock the world. Although, can it really be considered shocking the world if we're the Premier League champions? We win the Premier League, we're in the Champions League, and we are throwing everything at it, lads. It's time for us to finally make a massive upgrade at the left midfield role ahead of Patterson. You guys know this, man. It is Samuel Illing Jr. He signs on here from Barcelona back in the English footballing pyramid once again. Oh, we got the gold Premier League badge. I love that, man. But Illing Jr. signs for £63.1 million. But at age 25, 80 overall, our first ever signing. We've taken him from a 57 rating to now, but it's fine. Finally time to say goodbye to Travis Patterson. We have sold him to Leeds United. We have scoured world football for an English centre-back here. Jared Branthwaite, one of the obvious options. He's one of the highest potential English defenders in world football in FIFA. Jared Branthwaite is the option. I was hoping potentially a regen had come through or somebody had exceeded their potential, but it is Jared Branthwaite joining us here from Napoli on a cut price deal. Tickle still is the man for me as the starting goalkeeper, but I'd be silly not to make this transfer happen. Jordan Pickford for £1 million as a backup goalkeeper, 37 years of age now, still 82 overall. We're going to sign him from Manchester United. The world is our oyster this year though, lads. I expect us to win every single trophy. I want us to win the Premier League and go back to back. I want us to get another FA Cup. I want us to win the Community Shield, the Carabao Cup. I want us to win the Champions League. It's a lot of expectations, but this team is unbelievable. Let's go see what our first ever Champions League group stage is looking like. This is group of death. Group of death. We win the Premier League and our reward is the group of death. We just can't get away from Bayern Munich. We've got Bayern, Lyon, Fenerbahce. This is, we're either going to sink or swim. Push us in the deep end. Let's see how we go. Well, we sunk. We have drowned in Group G. We finished third in our group here behind Lyon, 7 points, 4 draws. 4 draws. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. And I mean, that just shows, we're first in the Premier League, which is good. I'm just super frustrated about getting grouped in the Champions League. But if we could go back to back in the Premier League and get ourselves back to the Champions League for season 10, that'd be great. We're into the Europa League prelims though. We're versing Genk and I fully think we could win the Europa League. We should win the Europa League. Back to back Premier League champions with AFC Wimbledon. We've truly secured ourselves as the big dogs in English football, but European glory still awaits. Leeds United in 8th there. Arsenal down in 12th. Relegation zone. Forest, Sheffield United and Watford. And we still have the Community Shield eluding us. Arsenal are going to win that 2-0 and beat us at the start of the year. Burnley win the FA Cup. Man City win the Carabao. PSG go on to beat Real Madrid and win the Champions League. But the Europa League dream is still, it's not even a dream, but the Europa League's still alive. We beat Genk in the prelims, round of 16. We lost to Getafe. Oh my God. We are the ultimate choke jobs in European football. Who ends up going to win that? Getafe makes it to the semis where Napoli end up winning and Villarreal win the Conference League. Genuinely so annoyed that we did not get out of the groups this year. Our offense is firing. Our whole squad is firing. I mean, overall wise, we have got a ridiculously good side. We just can't get over certain humps. Josh Hallard, maybe this is the small little tweak we need. Probably not. But Josh Hallard is departing on a free deal. Next year, we'll mark a decade in charge of AFC Wimbledon. We've won 2 Premier League titles. Now we need to put it all on the line for the Champions League. I love our starting 11, and it's at the point where I trust everybody and I'm happy keeping it the way it is, but the bench needs to be elite as well. We're spending big money. For a backup attacking midfielder, Alfie Devine is joining us from Augsburg, £45.2 million. We now have 2 former Tottenham players as options at attacking mid. And you can add Liam Delap to the mix. That's a backup striker there, 82 rated. This team's genuinely ridiculous, man. Genuinely ridiculous what we've done here at AFC Wimbledon. Noni Madueke is our new backup right midfielder. We signed him from AFC Bournemouth. Imagine having this full parade thing for a backup. I thought we had it in us last year to win a Champions League. This year, with the starting 11 of players only growing in overall, the bench getting significantly stronger, and our reserves continuing to just be really strong. This has to be the year. Surely, this has to be the year. I'm just praying with every fiber of my being that we are not in the group of death again. It's not the group of death, but it's not far off. Leverkusen, Shakhtar Donetsk, Benfica. Oh man, if I get grouped, I might just retire. That is such a relief. That is such a relief. Top of the group. Not surprised to see Leverkusen joining us, but we're into the Champions League round of 16, not the Europa League. For the first time, who are we facing? We've got Lazio. Leverkusen get Barcelona, we get Lazio. But we need to get ourselves back into the top 4 in the Premier League. We're only 1 win away from 2nd place, so it's not a disaster zone, but I want it to be. I want to go for 3 Premier League titles in a row. All right, lads. I'm nervous. I mean, look how good our team is, but we've just consistently underperformed in Europe in this video. I want that to be over with. We're traveling to Rome for the first leg against Lazio, and we get the win. It's a 2-1 win. We're taking that back to Wimbledon. Draper, who else, giving us the come from behind lead. All right, we're 2-1 up. Let's just finish it off. Let's get ourselves through the quarters with no injuries and no suspensions. 1-0, and that looks like an incredibly boring 1-0 win. Donnelly, our attacking midfielder, extending our lead. If we could have every game look like this, I'd be happy. But we're taking it back here. It's all English. The only 2 English teams remaining in the Champions League in this season. We've got Manchester United. Some interesting teams making it through as well. Feyenoord, Real Betis, and Nice all in the quarterfinals. Switch up though from the Lazio games. We start things off at home here. Need a big lead, a strong lead to take back to Old Trafford, which is not what we get, but it is a lead. Donnelly, damn, that's a lot of yellow cards. That is a lot of yellow cards. Surely out of Ealing Jr., Mainu, and Branthwaite, there is surely going to be a suspension. I hope I'm wrong. Yep, Kobe Mainu, he's suspended against his former side. We've had to change up the formation here as we get ready for this second leg. Divine coming into the starting 11 as we move to a 4-5-1 formation. Can we hold this lead here and book our spot in the Champions League Final Four? Yes, we do. Hackney with a yellow card. Kwanzaa with a yellow card. Oh, please have no more suspensions for the semis. Oh my, Kwanzaa's going to be suspended. We cannot go a game right now without a suspension, but we will be facing Real Betis. This is not the semi-final I expected, but I'm okay with it. Real Betis in the Champions League semis. I'm curious to see what their side's looking like. I mean, it's a decent one. They got Thiago Almada there, but it's not the world's best team. They've got some players that we're going to have to be very wary of, but I think overall our squad is significantly better. Hughes in for Kwanzaa in this first leg. We're at home once again. Just take a lead back to Spain. That's all I'm ever asking for. It's a 3-2 lead, and we don't have any yellow cards. That's the thing I'm the most excited about. We take a 1-goal lead back to Spain. For the first time in a while, we have a full-strength starting 11 on the park. Kwanzaa back in here. Ealing Jr. was our star performer in that first leg. I'm hoping for more of the same. Yes, it is. Ealing Jr. gets himself a hat-trick. He gets a hat-trick. And we're heading to a Champions League final. I'm hoping Morgan's going to be able to join us as well. No! Jonathan Morgan suspended for the Champions League final. Come on, man. And we're going to need, we need Morgan for this final because we've got PSG here in 2033, season 10. It's PSG versus AFC Wimbledon. Taking a look around the grounds, Tottenham win the Europa League. Sporting are going to win the Conference League. We finished 4th in the Premier League this season, unable to go back to back, but at least we've qualified for the Champions League next year. Fair play to Newcastle, winning one of the tightest Premier League title races in history. Relegation zone, Fulham, Preston, Everton. We do win our first Community Shield trophy though, that is brilliant. Man United win the FA Cup and Tottenham win the Carabao. It's taken us so long to get to this point, lad, but it is almost time for the Champions League final. Can we conclude this incredible story with AFC Wimbledon, rebuilding using only English players? By this point, I'm hoping that Kylian Mbappe has retired. Probably not though. He always terrorizes us when we play him in EAFC, but let's see if we can take down PSG and win Wimbledon a Champions League title. No, Mbappe's there. You're kidding me. They put the ball in the back post. That's on a dime. What a save from Tickle. Draper, he's got the pace on Kanate, but he doesn't really have the options. I'm just going to go for it. What a save, Donnarumma. I more wanted a corner more than anything. Good ball. Go for it, Draper. Draper again tapped over Donnarumma. Oh no, they've won that ball there. Ugarte shot blocked. Perfect. Come on, can we get something on the stroke of half time? We need it here. Donnelly, he's got the pace. He ball rolls that one beautifully. It opens it up. Shoots! Scores! Perkins! The last kick of the first half. We get them on the counter attack. That ball roll changed everything. Come on, lads. We're going to take the lead into the halftime break. I was getting really nervous because we dominated that first half, and I was going to be really sad if we had nothing to show for it. We've gone really defensive here in the second half, lads. We've kept Mbappe quiet, but we need to keep it that way. Big tackle, Hughes. We are passing PSG to death. They can't deal with our dribbling. Beautifully dinked. Draper, that's a good move. Draper on the weak foot. It doesn't stop him. It had to be Freddie Draper. We have been the better side by a country mile, and we have one hand on a Champions League title with AFC Wimbledon. Do not let Mbappe get anything off. Just clear it. Well done, Hughes. Mbappe shoots it. Mbappe blasts it over. There it is, lads. The referee blows the full-time whistle, and in a massive monster rebuild, we've done it. We have won AFC Wimbledon, a Champions League title using only English players. And who else to lift the Champions League trophy but our main man, Freddie Draper? Scores in the final, scores 1,000,000 goals, and officially crowns the Dons Champions League winners. Lads, if you enjoyed this monster rebuild, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.